we had a Saturday class, and a bunch of my athletes like hadn't watched yet or hadn't seen, so we just sat in the lobby and
watched it.
It's kind of fun to go back and watch because you can get to like all the good parts, especially since I've already seen it. So I'm like, okay, wait, no, you got to see Mal get no rep, and you got to see this and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
Awesome.
Hi, Scott.
Hey,
We're live.
do I sound better?
Well, you sound fine here. I don't know how it's going to sound on the back end because you thought you sounded fine, right, during the thing?
Well, I can't hear myself, so
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You sound fine right now. Did you change anything?
so
or no?
I did. I changed the mic to the computer.
Okay. Yeah.
But I still have the earbud in.
Gotcha. Cool. So how was your interview with Alex and Jeremy? Vino.
It was good. I wish I knew French, and I think it would have been a little smoother.
Yeah. Alex DM'd me afterwards, and he said, "I hope everyone likes my French." And I'm like, "I'm pretty sure everyone likes your French accent. You're good to go."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was almost wooed by it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's a handsome man too. Let's face it. They both are.
Yeah. But it would be so cool if they, like the Pancheks, got into the games as brothers.
Yeah.
And I think Alex kind of pointed out that I think that's a bigger dream of his than just him now.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And he said that the window is closing because he's getting older. I mean, he's 29 at this point, and they only have a few years to try to make it happen.
Isn't that crazy that we're saying that people are old at 29? Like,
yeah. I mean, but it's like a professional sport. I mean,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Just crazy to me.
I mean, if you follow football, there's a lot of people retiring before they hit 30 now in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Except Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's 72 and still playing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to it. So day one. Exciting.
It was.
Dramatic.
Yeah, say what you will about the programming. That handstand finish made
electric.
Things crazy. But and we talk about this all the time, like watching it live, and then I saw the replay of it this morning, the women's final heat. Mm-hmm. The broadcast totally went away from like the action.
Yeah.
They focused on Mal, but Dani was right there with her, and you can barely see her off to the side of the broadcast.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
It was cool to see.
It was amazing to me to watch the first two heats and be like, that's really impressive. Like, and then to all of a sudden it was like turbo speed on the last heat.
Yeah. I almost wish now that was the last event of the weekend instead of the rope climb running one. Because the rope climb running one, if someone's going to mess it up, it's very obvious where that's going to happen. And there's not a lot of like excitement in whether they're going to, get the last rope climb or not, because they're already so far behind. But when you miss a quick little handstand walk, like it doesn't mean it's over and there's still a race. Clearly, as we saw with Mal getting no rep and then having to, go unbroken and beat Dani at the end. But that would make for a really exciting final.
Yeah.
And if you think about Granite Games last year with that walking lunge to the end,
right,
and everybody dropping that heavy walking lunge, it was very similar to that. And even in the teams, like people would almost make it to that line and then just topple, and you could hear the crowd just, oh.
Yeah, and it's unpredictable, right? Because even your strongest athletes could just be a little bit off balance and miss. Versus a rope climb, it's like if you either have it or you don't. Not that I'm trying to shit on the last event, because that last event's still going to be exciting as well. But gosh, that would have been fun as the last one, especially if there's like points at stake and people you're watching, like who's going to get first, who's going to get second. So yeah, it was cool. Good day. How was your experience being in the media, Scott? Because we usually like to touch on that. Oh,
not good.
So I'm learning that we're just different types of media, right? We're just right. So I got to the stadium yesterday. I went up to the press box. Mm-hmm. No space for me at all.
Okay. It's annoying.
So I went back downstairs, and then I went down on the field to kind of scope where athletes are leaving. What's the path where I can kind of be, and that kept changing yesterday. But I was assured that today it would be consistent, because what truly happened was the Vikings changed so the warm-up area was supposed to be in the indoor stadium where the Vikings practice indoors. The Vikings said, we may need that because guys want to work out. So they had to last minute move the warm-up area outside to the one end of the stadium. And you I don't know if the broadcast ever showed it, but like just down the field was a little area with all the equipment and people were warming up.
Okay.
So today they've already moved all the equipment inside. The warm-up area is inside the facility. And where I was perched most of the time was in between that and the field. So I should be in a good spot today. But yeah, and there's a chance of rain today. So they also wanted to get all the equipment inside. And I've heard that there are some plans in place in case it does rain to kind of deal with that too. But
and the action doesn't start until 1:30 local time. Is that correct?
Correct.
So
well, I think 1 or 1:30. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. I'm used to Mac. I'm used to Mac and Syndicate when it's like bright and early.
I know. It was like, I'm like, it's so late.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna miss some things too because I got stuff going on tonight. But
yeah.
Okay. So do we want to look at leaderboards?
Yeah. Let's talk about the strength stuff too. That was
You talk
watching Dani Spiegel power clean 245 for 3 was I can't even comprehend it.
Yeah.
I have a lot easy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts about that. Like,
okay.
I was disappointed in Amanda Barnhart's performance.
I was too.
For someone who can power clean 250, she did not go for it on that event.
She did not, and I don't understand why she was doing 5-pound increases.
Yeah. Now, we did talk last night over text
that
it appeared that the platforms were slippery, and I'm trying to figure that out. I heard Easy Muhammad talking about they need to stop cleaning them in between heats with the dust mop.
They need to stop
because there were Now, I think it's one of two things. Either they were getting damp because it was getting to be nightfall, or there are so many rubber pellets on that field from that AstroTurf. I'm wondering if the rubber pellets are getting on there.
That's what it looked like on the broadcast. You could see, and they did some close-ups of the platform, and it was just rubber pellets everywhere, which is basically like, driving on gravel, like you're just sliding around. That's what it seemed like to me.
When I saw Brent Fikowski like down on all fours, brushing them off with his hands in between his sets.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like you wish they had like what they have on the basketball courts, where you can put your feet in like a rosin box or something and get sticky, because that just seemed unfortunate if that was the reason. Right now I'm showing the barbell complex list sort of in order. Dani Spiegel at 245, Alex Gazan 230, Chelsea Nicholas 230.
Did you see Alex after she hit her 230? Oh, that was so sweet.
That was sweet. She's how old?
20.
Jeez.
And married.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, first of all, CrossFit needs to get her name correct.
Yeah. Alex Willis.
2, she is one of the best people I've ever met. She came up and introduced herself. Her husband came up to me. She is just awesome.
That's cool.
She's one of my new favorites.
She's sitting in 4th place after day 1, which is pretty cool.
So housekeeping is at my door. So hold on. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Hi, Charlie.
That's cool. We'll just.
Charlie.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
I can't see the screen while I'm sharing my screen, so
I can see
I'm just going to trust that
he's not moving. So that's cool.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about. Can we talk about the? So back to Amanda Barnhart though. The one thing I will say about that okay, I get that the platforms might have been slippery, but she's still, I still think, underperformed for herself.
So here's what we don't know. We don't know if she's got something going on, like an injury that she's trying to protect.
Yeah.
Maybe this is her strategy in terms of she didn't need the 100 points. She'll take the 95 points, and she still got 95 points, right? For second place. She's sitting in second, maybe there's a bigger picture at play here, but you're right. I would have liked to have seen her take some less conservative jumps for sure, especially because it was just what everyone was talking about, like Dani Spiegel, Amanda Barnhart, like which one was going to win.
Right.
Well, after the first 2 lifts, we knew who was going to win because Amanda, for some reason, was really conservative. And, it'd be great if maybe someday we'll find out why that was. I doubt it, but
I was pretty excited for Fee because I think she got 205, or I know she definitely got 200. She might have gotten
200. Yep.
Okay.
200 is what she got, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like some of the ladies that we interviewed that we talked to, Chelsea Nicholas was one of my interviews and she did really well. She got second in that event.
Yeah.
And then Kelly Benfey did well as well. Caroline Stanley, who, just graduated from college or from high school, like 3 days ago.
Right.
No, college. I'm sorry, not high school. But she was like playing softball, until a few days ago in playoffs. But anyway, so top 5 going into day 2, we've got Dani Spiegel in first place, Amanda Barnhart, Mal O'Brien, Alexis Kazan, and then Chloe Wilson. And it's really, who knows? There's 2 more events today. There's 2 more events tomorrow. So lots of movement could still happen. Kelly Stone definitely has a legitimate shot.
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy for Sydney that she's going to be in the last heat today. It took her 2 days last year at the West Coast Classic to make it to the final heat. So she's got to be excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that strength is, her biggest hole, and that the rest of these workouts are probably going to be pretty good for her because she's got such a great engine.
Well, I think today is the big test for Sydney.
What do we got?
The upper body pulling of muscle ups. That is where she really fell at West Coast. But she's had a year to improve, and we really haven't seen her in a year. So it's going to be interesting to see where she's come from at that point. But she's so nice.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. Yeah. I think you're going to see
came
big
up to me
improvements
and said, "Tell Kat I miss her."
I wish I was there. She's adorable. She's my crumble cookie buddy.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look at the guys.
So the boys: Phil Toon, Colton Mertens, Travis Mayer, Zachary Bunton, and Nick Matthews. So interesting that Fikowski, Paulson, Quant, and Chandler are all on the outside looking in after day 1.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Brent Fikowski? Did he perform as expected? I feel like he probably performed as expected.
Yeah.
Today?
I think so. Yeah.
I think he's right where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Clean has always been his weakness. And so it was damage control, and he did well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised Sam Quant didn't do better in the lifting event. And I noticed that it looked like he was like belching right before he did some of those lifts. Like he was uncomfortable digestively. And I wonder if that has anything to do with whatever he's been dealing with. And if that's a factor for him.
Colton's lift, that was pretty crazy to me. Like that little bounce out of the squat and then right into it. I was like, whoa, what just happened here?
Yeah. And he was lucky to get a no rep really, because I think it was unexpected. And technically,
that's like a cluster, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did he have it? Did
Full
he have
extension?
It in contact with his shoulders in the front rack position, fully extended for like a split second? It was a risky move. I loved it though. Like I thought it was baller.
Yeah.
So I talked to Colton actually on the way back to the hotel last night.
Uh-huh.
After he hit the 220, because he hit 235, right?
3.
Yes.
335.
335. Yeah.
Yeah, my brain
Thinking of
can't
the
get to
ladies.
3. Can't get to 3.
235.
So when he hit the 325, he said it was so hard he didn't think he was going to get to 335.
Jesus.
But when he started the 335 complex, it felt easier.
It did look better than his third lift looked better than the second one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if something loosened up in that time, but he said, yeah, it was so much easier.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis is just a dude.
He's a
My
house, man.
gosh.
I was more impressed with his handstand walks than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what everybody's been looking towards is like, we know he's going to be really strong, but how's he going to sort of hold up in some of these other things? And he's really been focused on CrossFit.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said he was what, down like 30 pounds or something? 20
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be in the last heat now. And Chandler Smith is going to be in the second heat.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
With my boy, Marquand.
Yeah.
Marquand.
I like Marquand.
Straight out of Clemson.
Except for that part.
Let me tell you, my guy, Trevor Mayer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Trevor Meyer.
Just keep it on.
Trevor super Meyer. Consistent. He looks really good.
Oh my gosh. He looks confident. And I got to tell a funny story. So the way the exit was so when you came off to the one side, the athletes were supposed to go up the stadium stairs and then across the top of the stadium. A lot of people were ducking and just going along the field, along the down on the field. So Travis looks at the guys and he goes, guys, we're supposed to go up the stairs. And they go halfway up the stairs. And some of the guys in his second heat are going, why'd you make us climb these stairs? He goes, because I'm fitter than you. And I would make you climb the stairs. And I just lost it.
That's awesome.
So he is confident. He's talking smack.
I love it.
And it's just awesome.
Yeah. That's good. I like him talking smack. He looked good. Tim Paulson looked good.
Yeah, Tim Paulson looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
I was excited for him with that first event win too. That was cool.
Yeah. And to see, I love it when they get fired up at their own performance, like in the moment kind of thing. Like that just, I'm like, yeah.
Get you.
You knew that was a gamble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he was going 100% all in, balls to the wall, and he was either going to win it or fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But James Townsend talked about that on Sevon last night, that Tim knows he's good at handstands while fatigued. So it allowed him to push the thruster harder than others.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved when they talk that strategy stuff and know
it's interesting
what their limits are.
Right. It was kind of like when people saw Mal sort of slow down on the thrusters, and even Chase Ingram, when he was calling the action, was saying like, oh no, like she's slowing down. She
paused at the top.
It was on purpose, right? Because she knew she was going to go ham on that handstand walk and she needed to save a little in the tank, and it worked. So that is interesting. And that's no dig on Chase. Like, you don't know why she's doing that, and we can't predict, future behavior and things like that, but it's cool to hear it coming back. Like that was her plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, with the team competition, I don't know if the broadcast showed it, that team OBA, CrossFit OBA with Joey Tutoro
from
and
Columbus.
Kelsey Keel.
They're having a blast.
Yeah.
Are they showing the dancing that's going on in between heats?
Yep.
Okay, good.
And they're also, what I noticed this semifinal is they are live broadcast commentating the first heats.
Oh, cool.
So they weren't in some of the semis. The first heat was not getting any kind of broadcast coverage.
Oh yeah,
and maybe that was planned breaks and things like that. But so far, the entire competition has been called.
I think yesterday's events lent itself well for that because they were shorter events.
Yeah, well, that's true. We'll see when there's a chipper. If
a 25-minute workout, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I was happy though that they did that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, all of mine are live broadcast at this point.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Scott, who do you have coming up later today in like an hour or less than an hour?
Carolyn Prevost. Alexis Destois. Is that how it's pronounced?
Destois,
Thank God you said that.
And Prevo.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I have them, in an hour.
Yeah. So this is our...
Oh. Here's a fashion thing I'd like to comment on that I've been noticing. I've been noticing lately that the new fashion is to wear like boxy t-shirts and the leggings.
Haley Adams. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
I think that was for the clean event for sure. They didn't want stuff sliding on their shoulders and they're getting protected. I think we'll start seeing some bodies today.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Haley Adams tends to do that. She wears those big oversized shirts with like the belts.
Danielle's been doing it, and a bunch of girls yesterday. But yeah, the clean event, I mean, it makes sense, but I'm just like, oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get on that trend. But.
Yeah, we were watching, I told you guys earlier that my 9 a.m. class was watching afterwards, and some of the older women were like, that guy needs to take off his shirt. And I was like, well, he's leaving it on because he needs, he's cleaning heavy barbells. But yes, I understand what you're saying. We all love bodies, male or female. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. We appreciate them.
Yeah.
My God,
Mal, I'm like, I'm obsessed with Mal's body. Like her shoulder, like the way her shoulders are so chiseled, and then like she comes into that tiny little waist. Yeah. She's amazing.
What, Charlie?
Oh, Travis won't.
He won't
take off his shirt. Yeah. He rarely does.
He's got the dad bod, according to him. Which I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Tim Paulson went to the games last year, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I took pictures of him. All right. There was some commentary talking about how Tim Paulson's been like clawing his way to try to get back to the games, and I was like, he already did that.
Well, he got sick last year at the games and had to withdraw.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if that's what they're referencing.
Yeah, I don't know, but but he was there because he was there for a day or two.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Okay. I was surprised Alex Vigneault was so successful at the games. I know I've heard his name for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's been right there.
Two top 10 performances at the games. Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. Even us nerds learn new stuff.
Right.
Doing these interviews.
Clearly, we're not paying enough attention to those Canadian athletes. Like it's just hard to, we tend to stick with our local people.
So it's funny. Like I had the French issue with interviewing them this morning, and Alex's English is pretty good, but Jeremy's not as proficient with English. And then the housekeeping came to the door, and we had to use Google Translate just so I could get more coffee and creamer for my machine.
That's great. Well, and Caroline and Alexis, I think, Alexis is pretty Americanized, but you got another French connection happening in an hour.
Yep.
Yeah. Caroline, we've talked to Caroline. She's pretty good with English.
She's fluent. Yeah.
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 Well, because she went to school. Didn't she go to school in Madison? Didn't she go to college?
Yeah. She was Wisconsin. She was a national champion at Wisconsin. Don't shrug, Amy.
All right. Right. So my hip flexors are screaming at me from my pole vaulting session still, and now I have this like my neck is sore.
I can see that you probably tensed it,
right? Because those. Anyway,
go do the. I was so frustrated.
That probably has to put that on the mobility movement.
Right.
Danielle came over. Danielle came over to me, and I wanted to ask what she thought of your pole vaulting video.
Yeah.
But we got interrupted.
Well, you'll have to ask her later. I'm asking her about shoe advice because my nanos felt super squishy, like on the track. They felt too, I don't know what. So I'm sure she's going to recommend a rad shoe for me.
I'm thinking about getting that as my next shoe.
A rad?
Yeah, you should try them for sure.
Why?
Because they changed the sizing if you didn't see.
No.
Yeah, they're true to size now.
I'm changing because I don't like no bull shoes to do like CrossFit in. I mean, I'll wear them, but not to do CrossFit. I don't like to wear my Reeboks. I like my Nikes, but I just thought maybe I should try this other brand too.
We know why you want to change Nikes.
Oh, there is a reason I need to get out of this pair of Nikes. It's a year old.
I like all shoes. If any shoe company would like to sponsor this show,
right,
We would try
Hook us
any
up.
of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a shoe whore. I like all shoes.
Yeah. All right, Scott, take us home.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll jump on again either tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't even know what the schedule is at this point. And we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
Bye.